Here, we can get started again.
Is there a trash?
Yeah, right here.
Cool. I'm gonna...
Do you have to use the bathroom again?
No, I just wanted a last little sip of water.
Yeah,
I'm gonna eat an Oreo. Do you want some Oreos?
I'll take an Oreo.
I bought a pack.
I love the Oreo thins.
Oh my god, really? I love the Oreo thins.
Do people not?
Well, a lot of people would prefer the regular size.
Regular
Oreos,
size?
yeah.
No, thins are the way to go.
Thank you. I feel validated in my decision.
I feel like you don't feel as guilty, so you can eat more.
Oh my god, that's exactly how I think about it.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a video.
That's kind of crazy. Stretch.
Yeah, how it stretches from... That's really good. I'm gonna do another one.
I'm gonna leave those here. I'm not gonna take that with me. I will eat it on the whole way home, and then I'll pass out.
Take it.
I don't want it.
Okay.
I will literally pass out on the way home if I eat the whole thing.
I appreciate that. I was babysitting, like I said, last night, and my sister has, like, no snacks. No snacks, no bevs. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how does she live?
Water. Water and air.
More air.
Oh, speaking about Mexico, because we're on that topic, and I think we're gonna keep the theme around here, horror. Do you know any, like, any of your family have given you, like, any La Llorona stories? Like, either encounters or, like, just, like, stories they've heard passed down to them, like...
Not La Llorona. And I think that's more of a, like, a Mexico City type of story, because that's where, like, the city where that kind of happened is closer to Mexico City. But my mom, I guess, has experienced some, like, paranormal activity, but never La Llorona. What about you? Like, I'm sure...
I've experienced La Llorona.
No.
Yeah, I've told this story.
It?
I've told this story on the podcast so many times. Not so many times, like twice. But I've actually, like experienced, like, the way my grandma on my dad's side's house is. There's, like, a big, like, field, like a big, like, basketball court, and then, like, a soccer field, and then just, like, things that haven't been constructed yet. They still haven't been as of right now. But I went and I heard, like, the wailing, right?
No.
And so I'm in my room, and I have to go out of my way to go into another room to look at the window. So already I have fucked up, because I already just, like, left the safety of my room to go check. And the window was, like, huge. Like, it was a huge window. You could just see everything. And then in the little distance, I just see, like, this, like, silhouette of, like, a woman in all white just standing there. And then, like, I don't know what direction she's facing, but I knew, like, as I was there, like, a couple more seconds, it turns, and then I see, like, a face. Like, you can tell a face from, like, far away. Like, you can tell someone's looking at you. And so she turns around, and I see a face, and I instantly just go back into my room. And I just, like, go under the covers. That was the first time. I was, like, 9 years old when that happened.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I would be so freaked out. If something like that ever happens to me, I would be so freaked out. I don't even know how I would react, because I believe in ghosts. And shit like that scares me.
I believe in ghosts too. That's why I ran away. I'm not fighting no ghosts.
I'm not the people in the movies where, like, let me go and fucking discover this. No, I'm running away.
You're
like,
the one with the common sense to be like, I'm gonna stay home for this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna ask you for a favor. Do you mind recording the tattoo? Here.
How do you want me to record it?
I guess like maybe like a close
top down, so like as close as you can see the whole thing.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, you see it?
I see it. Maybe the other way, because I'm gonna do a reel. Yeah.
So, like, this way?
Yeah.
Okay, I started.
Can you see it? Because I have the light. I feel like facing the wrong way.
No, I can see it.
I feel like I should have it kind of maybe this way.
Wow, we're so professional.
You know, like I went to school. I know which way the
pretty
light.
good, though. Those look pretty nice.
Thank you.
And I like the way you did the nose, because it looks like a heart when I'm looking at it.
All right.
Okay, I've recorded. I'm starting recording again.
Okay, cool. And then I'll just flip it in posts. All right, I'm gonna do this line. I know you have experiences in filming.
Yeah, I would have brought my tripod. I mean, I think I do have one in my car.
For the phone or for?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah, everything I own is for phone.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should get that. I feel like with sometimes like when the iPhones like get upgraded, then it kind of goes obsolete.
I just think like a good tripod will hold the test of time for anything. Really,
Yeah.
it's just you got to buy the right adapter and stuff that
Right,
come out
right,
with
right.
it, which is annoying. Like having to get a different adapter every time. but
Yeah. Is yours? Where'd you get yours? Is it like?
I got mine from Best Buy, open box. I forgot what
Mm.
brand it was, but I feel like all the YouTubers have that brand of tripod.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, this sounds vaguely familiar, and I bought it.
Got you.
I got it when I was in Florida.
You've traveled, like you've been to places.
Oh, I'm still recording. Should I stop recording, or like, what's the vibe?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can stop recording. Actually, I'm so sorry. Let me. What's the 3 times? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
like a close up on, I guess, this line that I'm gonna pull right here. Let me know when.
I got it.
All right, perfect.
Cool.
Thank you so much. You just put that.
I don't know where to put it.
Here, I got it. I'll hold it like that. Plop it down. Oh my God, La Llorona, that's so scary.
Yeah, that's the first time.
First.
First time, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'll tell you the second time. I was 15 years old and I was at my other grandma's house. And in that town, there's always like people encountering things like that, but it's just so normal to them.
What
I
town
think.
is it? Yeah.
It's that my grandma lives in Oaxaca.
Okay.
And her little pueblo doesn't really have like a name. It's
Okay.
like it's still like I don't know if it's the Mayans or the Aztecs that were in that area, but it is.
Oh,
It's
that's
in that.
cool.
It's like that name.
Yeah.
And so they don't even acknowledge the name anymore. They just like, oh, that's where so and so's from. Like people don't like. It's been so long that people who aren't from there, or don't live there, don't know the name of it. Like,
Okay.
so people are like, oh, that's where grandma lives. I'm like, all right, and they'll just take me where my grandma lives. Like,
Okay.
For example.
Gotcha.
And so, like, there was one time this man was like walking towards a woman, and he was like, hey, are you okay, lady? Like, are you okay? And then she just like, she started walking away from him, and then like she turned her whole head as she was walking away.
You were like
at
rude?
him. No, like like she was walking towards him, and
Uh-huh.
then he acknowledged her, and then so she like passed him, and then as he looked, like as he kept walking his way, he turned around, and then she was looking at him as she was walking away from him. Like her whole head had like rotated on her body.
Stop it.
That's how the man tells that story, and he's old. He's like really old when he first told me that story. He's like, yeah, that happened to me like 20 years ago. Like that's so insane. So like things like that like happen apparently.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, that's just like like bullshit. People are like lying. And then I was in my bed, like at this point, like our house had been constructed pretty well, and I had my own room at the top, and so I was just like, I picked the smallest room. I don't know why. I just thought it was
Oh my
cool,
gosh.
but
There has to have been a reason.
and then there's like a window in my room with this very thick like curtain in front of it, and so all of I hear is like it's windy outside. You know the sound like wind makes.
Yeah.
Like, it's like whistly
Right.
and like you can tell. And there's this like tree branch hitting like my window, and it's like borderline like hitting it really hard, like scratching it pretty much.
Yeah.
And then so the next day I go downstairs like, yeah, I mean, can we like figure out how to get rid of this tree? And then we go outside and there's no fucking tree.
You're lying.
No tree. And then there's like a small ledge outside of my window. And then so I go out and I go look, and it's like little scratch marks like on the window.
That's
and not
so scary.
not like an animal to where it's like small and like randomly placed. Like it looked like very intentional. Like if you're standing out there and you try to scratch on the window, it's like trying to claw in at me.
Stop it.
And so I just thought,
oh my God.
at night I was like, oh, I'm like, I can't sleep. I'm like, I'm just gonna cover my
Oh
head,
my God.
cover my head, and like try to drown out the sound.
Yeah.
But I just kept hearing it, and then we go check. There's no fucking tree. There's nothing directly in the place where I think it was being like the tree was hitting the window.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's fucking crazy, whatever that was.
Oh my God, that is so scary. So obviously I'm scared of ghosts, and I'm also scared of like when they scratch. Like, what does that mean? Like, that's so scary to me. Like usually in like the scary movies, it's like the devil.
Yeah.
Oh
but,
my God.
And
Was it like 3 scratch marks?
No, it was like one long one.
Oh, one long one?
Yeah. But it looked like you know how like when you scratch something, it immediately starts and then it kind of gets deeper towards the middle and then it kind of fades away.
Yeah.
It looked like it was getting really deep in the middle, and I was like,
What?
that's so insane.
No, that's so scary. I would have moved. I would have like been like, nah, I can't stay here.
I like it. It's cool.
My my aunts actually have. It's funny that your mom has like a dry cleaning service here. And my aunts have that, and my uncle too, in Mexico.
Oh yeah.
And the way they do it is it's in like their garage, like type of deal. So you go and like to the house and like they just have these all these machines and like the like clothes and whatnot out in the garage, and they just like open it up for people. And it's crazy. Both of my aunts do it, and they like live like right down the street. And I'm like, isn't that like competition? Like, why would you guys both be doing this? But I don't know. I guess.
Is it competition or is it just like, oh, if you don't like me, go down the block. There's another one there, and it's your sister. Like,
Oh my god, that is kind of funny. You don't like dealing with the client.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my La Llorona story.
No, that's scary. I'm actually glad I never had to experience anything like that. The closest thing is, do you believe in like brujeria?
I do.
Yeah.
I do believe in brujeria.
So my sister had like something done on her, and she like wasn't sure what it was. So she went to somebody, and they were like, somebody put like a dead body over you, like they put like like a curse or whatever on you, and it's like a dead body. And so she was having like vision problems from one eye at the time, and the person said, and this like dead body had like vision problems, and she was having like
Vision problem.
Yeah, and so it was like crazy. So she did something to like get it removed from her, and they were like, oh, if you don't want this to happen, if you want like spirits to be like protecting you, go to a cemetery. This is what she said. Go to a cemetery, get dirt from like any random like grave site, put it in your backyard, but the only caveat is you're gonna see like random people, just like spirits walking around in your backyard. And so me and my mom were just like, all right, we're not doing that. But thank you for the advice, though. Yeah.
Nah, brujeria is another level of things, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a crazy story about my uncle, about his ex who did brujeria on him.
No way.
He
please.
was driving in Mexico City. He was driving back from his job because he owns a business.
Okay.
And it's like standstill traffic. All of a sudden, it's like wintertime. I mean, obviously, it's always Mexico's always like kind of warmer, but
right.
He was like freezing. He was like sweating and freezing at the same time.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, he just starts passing out and vomiting in the middle of this traffic, and then the vomit is like black.
No fucking way.
Yeah, and then so he passes out, and he is in the hospital. Then he later goes to somebody like, hey, like I think somebody's doing like brujeria on me.
Yeah.
And then so she tells him, go to the grocery store, buy 3 dozen eggs, bring them over.
3 dozen. Okay.
Yeah, because they do this egg wash where they like rub this egg on you.
Yes.
And then so
my dad does that to me.
And so when she did it on him, again, he bought the eggs. That's the most important thing of this story.
Okay.
She didn't like prep any eggs. She didn't like replace any of the goo. She does it on his head. Okay. All over his head.
All 3 dozen?
No, she does the first one.
Oh, the first one.
The first one. And then cracks it, and it's like this black tar thing coming out of the egg.
Way.
Yeah, and then she was like, yeah, somebody
there it is.
Wanted you to die.
No fucking way. That's crazy. My dad does that. He does that to a lot of people if they feel like ill or something. Like he was like, oh, you need to be cleansed. And so that's like very big. But never in my life have I seen anything like that. Oh my god, that scared me. That
scared
sound.
the fuck out of me too. I won't lie to you. That scared me too. Whatever that was, a ball.
Yeah, it was just like a ball. But that scared me because what we were talking about, like this, and I'm like, oh my god.
But she went through all the eggs with him, And then it finally, like, the last few eggs, it started clearing up.
Stop it.
Yeah.
All 3 dozen is...
Yeah.
3 dozen is crazy. Like, usually, like, 1 will do the trick. But, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. I didn't know, like, there was an amount. But she was like, yeah, just buy these eggs. Because I guess they do it enough until it starts, like, clearing up.
Yeah.
Until it starts becoming, like, a regular egg.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it went from, like, pitch black to kind of how the paint is on your wall.
Yeah.
To kind of, like, black and reddish to just, like, reddish, light red. And then, like, back to regular eggs.
Right.
It was crazy. And she was like, yeah, I made you buy all these eggs so you know that I'm not fucking with you.
Right.
So,
oh my god, no, that is so insane. So what's your favorite movie? Scary movie? Scary movie.
Scary movie? I mean, honestly, Scream 1 is my top favorite movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I like... The only reason why I would pick the first Saw over over Scream is because I saw the first Saw with my sister, like, for the first time. She watched it.
Oh, okay.
And the twist at the end, she was just like, what? Like, what the fuck? That's so crazy. And so I feel like because she's, like, 8 years younger than me, I got to experience a lot of movies that I already had liked again, like, as if I had just watched them for the first time.
Okay.
Like,
I see.
I remember, like, we watched, like, all of Star Wars, and episode 5 where Darth Vader, like, tells, like, Luke that he's his son.
Right.
And she was like, that's his dad? She was like, what the fuck?
I feel like pop culture ruined that reveal to me, because
Really?
Well, yeah, because I know that Darth Vader is, Luke Skywalker's dad, but I guess maybe it's not a spoiler because it's been out since the 80s.
Yeah.
It's like how long until you can spoil something, but I do wish I could have, like, experienced the reveal.
Yeah. I like introducing things to people that have kind of those reveals or twists. And I think I enjoy their reactions more than the actual twist or shock of the actual movie or something.
My fiance will do that. Like, he'll watch a show and then we'll watch it again together because he likes it so much that we'll watch it again. And then, like, he'll wait for my face in, like, key moments of, like, the show. And I'll be like, oh my god. I feel like it was like Sopranos where I like had like a mouth drop,
Yeah.
moments. I love The Sopranos.
I love movies in general.
You like movies?
I do.
I watched the first Scream movie on YouTube. Do you remember when it was like part 1, part 2, part 3? I watched the first one, like, and then I think I watched, like, ever since after that, like, I think I watched all of them, like, on YouTube.
No, see, my favorite movie theater ever is the Alamo Draft House. So they have them, like, in New York, and they started in Texas, yeah.
What is it called?
Alamo Draft House.
Okay.
So the one in Yonkers, I don't know why there's one in Yonkers, but there's one in Brooklyn and Manhattan and Yonkers. So there's 3 of them in New York, but they always play Scream for brunch. Like, they'll have a brunch show.
Scream for brunch.
Yeah, like 11 a.m. Scream brunch. And they'll have, like, a menu tailored to, like, the movie, like...
Oh, my God, that is so cool. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. That's so cool.
And so I always love going into the theater to see Scream 1 for brunch.
That's cool. I always wanted to do that, like, when they do have what they're eating,
Yeah, man. I've been to that Alamo. Before on the app, it used to tell you how many times you went.
Oh, okay.
And I was on, like, 91 as of, like, 2 days ago. So I love going to... They have a season pass. So you just pay X amount a month per seat, and then you just go in for free, pretty much.
It's worth it, you think?
I do. I paid for 3 seats.
Oh, 3 seats?
So it's like $60 a month. And then I just pay a $5 convenience fee every time I go in. And then so instead of paying, like, $45 for 3 tickets or something, I just pay $5 for 3 tickets.
Oh, I see.
And even if a third person doesn't go, I just have a free seat next to me. Because I hate people sitting next to me sometimes.
No, I feel that. Oh my God, when they open movie theaters back again, Jesus Christ. I went to go see Black Widow. That was, like, one of the first, like, superhero movies after that saga that came out, in the movie theater. And it was the worst experience. I was like, oh my God, I want to go back to, like, watching it at home. Yeah. Because it was horrible. Like, I had these, like, kids, sitting next to me, and I could tell, like, the kids were so young that I feel like they didn't even understand, like, they didn't care, you know what I mean? They probably wanted to watch, like, fucking Paw Patrol or something, and it was, like, more so, like, the parents that wanted to watch. the movie, and they're just like talking the whole time, and the parents are like, I guess they're just like noise canceling out their kids because they hear them, I guess, and they're talking the whole time. This one couple I saw, they like actually like left, and we should have just left and gotten our money back, but I don't know. I have like a weird like thing about doing. I'm like, can you do that? Like when it comes to like movies, I've never done that before. Gotten like my money back.
I think if you complain about it enough.
Yeah. I think so.
If you would have left after those guys would have left, you probably would have got your money back.
Yeah.
Because then somebody would have did the first initial one,
Right. Yeah. Nah, old people they don't take nothing. They're not gonna take no shit. They like been through life. They're like, nah.
I was gonna ask you a dumb question, but then I looked at the tattoo under the light. I was like, how do you not lose like your place? Like, how do you like distinguish like what hasn't been done yet versus what's not? But under this light, I could tell like where the black lines are.
Oh yeah.
But earlier when we weren't under this white light, I was like, I'm like, is that something people think about? Like when you're learning, like, oh, did I lose my place?
I think so. I think when you're learning, I think like an outsider looking in, like that was definitely a question I had. But then once you do it, you just like know.
Okay, so what's like one thing that people don't really know about you that would surprise somebody?
That they don't know about me. Let me see. I don't know. I feel like I don't find myself an interesting person, so I don't know what people would. I feel like
So you're very humble. We got it.
No, so I will say a moment, like a time where somebody was surprised to learn about me, and so the type of music that I listen to. So I really like this group called Griselda, and it consists of like West Side Gun, Conway. I really like this group, but they're like a older. This is like random, but it just came to mind. They're like a older, in their 30s. Like people who listen to them, they're like more so in their 30s. Mm-hmm. And they're usually like guys, like men who like listen to this like kind of music, I guess. And I had a shirt one time from like one of their tours, and this was when I was working on I guess people don't know the fact that like I still work on TV show, one TV show in particular. I still work on the show called The Kitchen. So if anybody knows about that show, it's I don't know how many people watch that show. I feel like not many people in the, like my demographic, my IG demographic, watch that show. But it's basically just like a talk show where they like kind of teach you how to cook different things. Mm-hmm. So I've been doing it since 2020, and I had like this T-shirt on from like that group I watched, and this one guy, he was like, "Do you listen to them?" I'm like, "Yeah, like I love them." He was like, "No way, like how old are you?" And I tell him my age, and he was like, and you're, this sounds like it was like horrible, like because he was like, "And you're a girl," like I don't think he meant it like in the wrong way. Like he was just like, "I can't believe like you listen to them," and I'm like, "Yeah, I love them." And so I found out he was like a producer, and invited me to like this party, or all because like I had this shirt on, and I'm like, oh yeah. So I don't know. I guess maybe, but that's like not something that people might not know. My music taste, I guess. I have an older sister. She's like 9 years older than me, so she put me on to like hip hop, and I think like I like a little like the older heads or whatever. But actually, I just thought of my whole film background, so that's probably more interesting. So people might not know that. I graduated with a BFA in film, and I worked on a couple TV shows. I actually worked on Steven Spielberg's West Side Story.
Really?
Yeah, so that was
that
was cool. That was fun because I got to see him, and which by the way he barely kind of like directs. Like he has like an AD, and the AD pretty much does like all the work. He sits back in his tent, watches, the playback, and says if it's good or not, and then they can keep on going. So yeah, I worked on that. I just like day played, which basically that means you work on it like a day or two or whatever, a couple days, and that was really cool. That was, oh, excuse me, that was like a cool opportunity. Something that like never happens, like, you know what I mean? Like when does Steven Spielberg like film like nowadays? Like, you know what I mean? Like he's not as consistent.
Not as active as he was before.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's
so
cool.
that was cool. The AD though, he was like he's like some British guy, and he was like just like yelling at all the extras, and he's like, "Get the fucking extras out!" My accent is horrible. He was like, "Get them out the picture, stand back." Like he's just going crazy, and I'm like there, and I'm like, oh my god,
I would have started yelling too. Get the fuck out! You know.
I was just like, Jesus Christ,
And then
like,
we would have been buddies.
yeah, you would have got in with, But the way I got that opportunity, it was pretty cool. So this is like a good like story in terms of like just, you got it. If it's something that you want to do, like, don't ever like take no and try your best. So basically, I went to Montclair State University, and at the time that they were shooting that, I can't remember if I was a senior or junior. I think I might have been a junior. And so they had emailed all the seniors and juniors, and they were like, hey, like they're looking for PAs to work on, West Side Story. Obviously, like we all wanted to work on this film. Like it's Steven Spielberg. So they sent us an email. We, what happened after that? I guess so the key PA came, and we said that we were interested in stuff, and then a couple weeks had gone by, and I hadn't heard anything. I was like, oh, I wonder what happened like with this. And so I tell my friend, I was like, hey, did you hear anything like about the film? Like, are they going to be shooting it? Is he going to be coming? And they're like, oh yeah, they emailed us again, and they told us to come to the auditorium this time. And I'm like, what? I didn't get an email. So I show up, and there's only 20 people in there. And I show up, and I'm like all giddy, and like the key PA's there, and he's like taking attendance, and he tells us like what to expect, and then he kind of does like a little interview. So he asked us like, have we ever worked on sets before? And I said yes, and I told him like my what I worked on, blah blah blah. And a lot of people, because we were still in college, like they hadn't worked on a lot of like film sets, because we were still going to school, so we don't have the experience. And I told him like what I worked on. I had did something with Tim Thomas. He did like a documentary that never came out, but he had shot for a documentary, so I had that under my belt. I did another short film, so I had that under my belt. And then it was shooting in Patterson, so I knew, that's where I'm from. Like I know like the area very well. And then I told him like I spoke in Spanish, which was a plus because it was shooting in Patterson, so a lot of people, they speak Spanish. And he was like, okay, great. Like, you seem good, like a good candidate or whatever. And then like a professor comes in, and she's like, hey, is everybody here? And he was like, yeah, everybody +1. I was the +1. And the professor was like, a +1? Who's the +1? And I like raised my hand. I'm like so excited because I'm like, me.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you come with me. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go with her, and she's like, this is so unprofessional. This is not how we like represent our school. Like, you can't just show up. And I'm like, what? I'm over here trying to, fight for this opportunity. Like, I should be a prime example, ma'am. Like, what are you talking about? So I was like, what in the world? I was just so upset. And I think I even had sent an email to the dean of like that whatever school, and he didn't give a shit. He was just like, like whatever. Draft.
Get out of my face. Like,
he put in his junk. He put it spam. Like
spam. Blocked.
Literally, like he was like I don't care. So I'm like, I cannot believe this professor just said like that was unprofessional. Like I'm over here, trying.
You're literally
you know?
shooting your shot.
Exactly. So, it, like, again, like, a couple months had gone by, and I see them, like, building the set. Like, I see the sets all built, and they're recording, because, again, it's being shot in Patterson. And I'm just like, damn, like, I asked my friends if they heard anything back, and they didn't. And so I'm like, all right, well, they're shooting right here. I know the name of the key PA. So I go to the set, and I ask them, I was like, hey, is, like, so-and-so here? And they're like, oh, yeah, but he's, like, busy right now. And I'm like, oh, can you just tell him I went to Montclair, and, like, I would love to PA, like, you know, like, this is, like, my email. You know, if you can, like, reach out to me, that'd be great. So whatever. And they're like, okay. And he emailed me the next day, and he was like, hey, do you want to work so-and-so, like, this day and this day? And obviously, like, I say yeah. And come to find out, like, out of the people who were in that group, so I was selected, and then I think, like, 2 other seniors were selected out of, like, the 20 people, and I wasn't even, you know, part of the group that was supposed to, the initial group. So that's just, like, you know, if you want to do something, or if you want something really badly, like, you have to, like, go and try to, like, get it. But that was
not the professor hating on you,
right.
She's like, hey, you weren't invited to this. I'm like, well, I invited myself.
Exactly. I've never seen that professor a day in my life. And then comes to find out, I don't even think she was a professor. Like, I think she worked in, like, you know how, like, schools, they have, I don't know, like, the people who work in, like, the offices.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know?
Those people. The front desk people.
Yeah.
But, damn, that's crazy. And you did that.
I did that,
You did it.
So I can, you know, I only worked on it for, you know, like 2 days, but I can
Hey,
say
that's 2 days more than anybody else, I think.
You know, yeah, I could say that I worked on a Steven Spielberg film, and, you know, that was cool. Yeah, I worked on a couple shows. I worked on this one foot show.
Foot show?
Yeah, that was the first time I ever got credited on TV.
For some feet people.
For some, you know, I hate feet, by the way. I truly do. I do not, let's clear that up. I do not have a foot fetish.
Were there previous allegations before this? You're like, let's clear this up right now.
No, I don't know if you work on a foot show. Like, oh yeah, I worked on a foot show. You know, like, I don't know.
You're a sick fuck.
Yeah, I gotta clear that up. No, I don't like feet. It's crazy because my mom, you know, bless her soul, I love her, but her feet are just horrendous. Like, so bad. And she,
no way.
Oh my God, it sounds terrible, but she knows it. Like, she knows that her feet aren't, you know, she can't be a foot model. Like, but, and I would, so, because, like, we didn't grow up for money, I would, like, sleep with my parents for a really long time because I didn't have, like, a bed, and I was just, like, on, like, her feet, oh my God. And then my best friend, she had a club foot, you know, when she was born. She had surgery, like, you know, as soon as she was born, but she had foot problems, you know. And then my fiance now, he has, like, foot problems too. And it's just, like, bad feet have always been a part of my life. And then I got like the show, and it's called My Feet Are Killing Me. I don't know if you know the show or not, but it's people with, like, foot problems, and they go to this, like, doctor, and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is the show I'm working on. But it was the first show where I got, like, the IMDb credits, so that was pretty cool.
Wow. It's gonna be, like, some trivia question. What was the first show she got IMDb credits? Was it A, B, or C?
I think technically it was The Great Christmas Light Fight on, like, ABC. I think technically, because I had worked on that before I worked on that show. So it might have been that.